Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you what, Peter, there's a sense of real almost panic in ruling circles in Britain.
Yeah.
If you read the Financial Times or City AM and the financial press, they are really worried about this, because what you need to remember is one of Margaret Thatcher, if your viewers remember her, unfortunately I think most will, was that her claim was she house-trained the Labour Party and she broke the idea of socialism as being any popular sentiment in Britain. And suddenly you have this rising tide of support for Jeremy Corbyn. And I think that Stephen's slightly wrong just to say this is only a few percentage activists, because I think, as Lindsay said earlier, we've seen this in Scotland, where Labour was wiped out by the SNP, Scottish National Party, standing a more left-wing ticket. We've seen it in Greece, where the Social Democrats and the other parties were wiped out by the new party, Syriza. We're seeing it to an extent in Spain. There is something going on here. And I think the first thing that's going on is people aren't buying into austerity measures. Right across Europe, this is a template being imposed on us. People are actually refreshing to hear someone say, no, we don't need austerity, it doesn't work, it's going to make things worse. I think secondly as well, why Jeremy Corbyn is in large part popular is he's not associated with the past in terms of Tony Blair and all that went with Blair, and so many of his opponents are linked into that, particularly support for the Iraq War. And thirdly, he's not this identikit politician. We're used now to these political figures who sound the same, speak in a language which is not normal, really have little identity. Jeremy comes across refreshing as someone who's modest. He doesn't dress in that identikit way. He doesn't speak in that identikit way. He's off message. And what's causing the panic was that he was supposed to be the peripheral candidate, and now he's the front runner. And all the things that Margaret Thatcher was supposed to have achieved in Britain, burying socialism forever, well, that's up for grabs now because Jeremy Corbyn is doing well. And I think it's going to prove relatively popular with the electorate. But I also think they're going to move heaven and hell to try and stop him getting elected. And if he is elected, I think they'll move heaven and hell, both inside the Labour Party and outside
we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
We're
getting way ahead of ourselves because as we speak right now, Stephen, I know you want to jump in there.